Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Handmade by Hannah. Happy Friday. Oh, so glad this week is finally almost done. So glad it's Friday. As you noticed, I did not have a video up on Wednesday, and it's been a pretty crazy week. But I've gotten a lot done. And a lot to catch you up on. First of all, I made another Olympia dress. So this is the Love Notions Olympia, and it's in a very nice cotton French terry, so it's got a lot of stretch to it. It fits very nicely, so I'm very happy and pleased with it. It feels like a little bit like I'm wearing a hug because it's actually on the thicker side, so it's nice and warm, especially for this winter time. And the color is nice and bright, so you get color therapy as well. Anyway, I also am working on the Society dress from Charm Patterns, and I have almost finished it. So I'm planning on wearing it tonight because tonight is our youth banquet, fundraiser banquet at our church. And look at these sleeves. Look at that gathering in there. Oh my goodness. They are amazing. So yes, and it drapes very nicely. This is a cotton spandex blend that has good stretch, good recovery, but also has good drape too. So it's got a floor length skirt, so very evening wear-esque, but still being comfortable. So, which is what I definitely need. As I am the one running the silent auction, I'm going to be on my feet a lot tonight. So having something comfortable and definitely those nice comfy shoes underneath will be very helpful. So anyway, so on that sewing front, actually have quite a bit done. I'm also working on a dress for myself for the big wedding that's coming up that I did the wedding dress for. That is a week from tomorrow. And so nothing like setting yourself another big, huge time crunch, like the quilt for the donation, which I did finish. If you didn't see my short, I'll pop it on the end of this video. Anyway, I have been working on getting a muslin ready for that. I already have the fabric, and it was a combination of some purple satin that I had in my stash already that I wanted to do something with, but it was a little too purple for what I was thinking. So I wanted to tone it down, but also give it some interest. And so I actually found some gorgeous lace at Joann's, which is going to overlay it, and it'll be lined in a charcoal silk. So very excited for just the luxuriousness of a true evening gown. Anyway, I am doing a surplus bodice with a midriff and then an A-line skirt that goes to the floor, and I am on my third bodice iteration. This thing is giving me a little bit of trouble, but I wanted to. The second one was actually, it fits good, but I want it to be perfect. And I know if I run out of time, I can use the other one. That fits fine, with a little issues here and there, which nobody else will notice. Only I know that they're there. But I'm going to try one more and see how that works. So sorry, that messed with the light on there. So this is the third one. You know what they say, third time's the charm. So anyway, so I'll be continue working on that probably tomorrow, since basically after I'm done filming this and getting it going on YouTube, I'm going to be running for the rest of the evening, not in my sewing room. Now, a week ago, actually a week ago today, a friend of mine sent me a text with a picture of a flyer for a fabric sale that is going on as a fundraiser for the 4-H program in Carson City. Now, I didn't know anything about this. She sent to me, thought I would be interested, which I was. Thank you so much, Katie, for sending that to me. Apparently, it's an annual thing, and so I sent it to a couple of people else that I knew might be interested, and then got ready to go. So I went to this fabric sale last Saturday morning. Well, I'm glad I planned ahead and got there early because there was a line already. And so I didn't know how popular this event would be. I didn't know it was, an annual thing. So apparently people save up for it and plan ahead and everything, as well as donate fabric to it. You can do that through the extension office, both in Reno or in Carson City there. So I didn't know what to expect or anything like that. Grabbed a couple of bags, which I've been at yard sales, fabric yard sales before and other things. And so, I'm a planner. I already had the bags in my car, so it wasn't a problem. But I grabbed both just in case because I wasn't sure what we're looking at. Anyway, end of the story. I cleaned up. That thing was amazing. So they had 4 or 5 tables lined up, um, and they had 4 or 5 of those in sections, and in this big, I'm trying to remember the name of it. But it's at the fairground. It's at the main fairgrounds in Carson City. It's the exhibition hall. So it's got a lot of space, a lot of open space. There's a lot of events that go on there. You know, lots of room for booths and stuff like that for other things. But the tables were, you know, rows of 4 or 5, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they were covered with fabric. And so the first couple were apparel fabric, and then the other two were quilting fabric, and then the one against the wall was like a mixture of, you know, some flannels and some fleece and stuff like that. So anyway, so I definitely hit the apparel fabric, and let me show you some of what I got. So one of the first things that is really, really neat, so this is probably 100% wool. It is a lovely purple and teal plaid on a charcoal background, and there is enough here for a straight skirt. Very excited about this because these are definitely my colors, even to the charcoal gray, not being true black, which is good, and goes with a lot of things in my closet. So very excited to see this. And yes, there is pieces cut out of it and everything, but I'm pretty certain that I can get, like I said, a pencil skirt out of the rest of that. Then another awesome find, I found 5 yards of this apricot silk. Now, this is 100% silk, and it's definitely a charmeuse. It's fairly translucent. Not a chiffon, but it's, you know, because it does have some opacity to it, but it's definitely on the lighter side, so probably more on the lining side. However, probably only about 4 to 4.5 yards that are usable, because there was some parts of it that were on the outside. It clearly had been sitting around for a while. It had tape wrapped around it, which, by the way, if you are storing fabric or giving it, donating it, please do not put tape on it. Especially if it sits around for more than a year. That tape, especially the masking tape, it will harden and the glue will not come off, and it ruins the fabric. So if you are going to be, you know, rolling them up and stuff like that, put rubber bands or ties, are, you know, like fabric ties are the best thing. Even the rubber bands will eventually degrade and start to make marks on the fabric, especially the finer fabrics like the silk. But it washed up really nice. And like I said, there's at least 4 yards that are totally usable. So very happy about that. Anyway, oh, and all of this was like $1 a yard. So not to brag or anything. Then I also found this really lovely twill woven apricot rayon. So stuff like this, when it's twill woven, you can use this for, and you can kind of see the twill on there. It's, you know, the diagonal lines. It's how it's woven. It gives it a little more structure, but also keeps the drape. So stuff like this is really good for light jackets, you know, little heavier shirt and pants, bottom wear. It can be very easily used for. And then there were a number of good corduroys that I found, and that is one thing that I've been looking for, is corduroy in some nice shades. Because actually that's one thing that Millens here in Reno does not have very good amounts of, is lots of variety of colors and weights of corduroy. So, but I found this really fine whale red, and it's picking up the light a lot. It is bright, but not quite this orange. Sorry, not sure how it's going to show up on your computer screen. But it's such a fine whale that it's almost velveteen. Which this is going to be a jacket for sure. There's a good 2.5 yards here, so that is plenty for a blazer. And it might even be lined in that apricot silk, which I think that would make a nice combination. So this one is definitely not my color, but it was just such gorgeous fabric. So it's a satin with embroidered flowers on it. And it was just so pretty. You know, sometimes you just have to get stuff that's really pretty. This will make a really nice, like, long skirt, I think. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it for somebody or what I'm going to do with it. It might end up as lining of a bag or something like that. Because along with some of this other stuff, I also found a lot of smaller pieces, well, medium-sized pieces, not full yardage, of some brocades, and upholstery fabric, which is really good for purses and bags. And and some of the stuff could be used for lining for that too. So yay. Now this right here, I have another piece that's similar to this, only it's in more just the teal, dark blue, and cream color. But I don't know if you can see, there are sparkles in here, and it's just very pretty. So I think there's enough in here to do a jacket. I'm not sure. We'll see, because there is some pieces cut out of it, but it was just very pretty. And I mean, you can see there's all sorts of different colors in there. There's the turquoise, the pink, the peach, even some purple, and then some of this really light, pretty spring green. So this is very springy to me. It's very nice to pet and look at, especially during this time of year. Now onto something a little bit darker. This was also a piece of the upholstery fabric that I grabbed, but this is actually a full yard. Actually, I think it's a full yard and a half. And so I decided to go ahead and zip the raw edges through the serger and then put it into the wash with the dark blue corduroy that I got. And it actually washed up really, really nice. I really like the design on it. And again, I think this would make a fabulous pencil skirt. So that may be in the plans, and it's, like I said, it's got a really nice texture to it. It's like velveteen. It's got kind of a little bit of a pile to it, or a brushed feel to it. But that's all woven in, so that's really nice. It's not printed on. So, and that will wear very nicely. Now, last but not least, I actually went to Millen's because there was a couple of things that I needed, and I've been trying to limit myself to shopping there once a month. Good luck with that. And also keeping track of my fabric purchases this year, mainly so I can track remember how much some of this yardage was, because some of it will be made for sale. So, but I found, along with some shirting for my husband, I also found this lovely pink and gray and white check that is a cotton lawn. And so it is very fine and very soft. In fact, I don't know if you can see my hand. Well, not really. But it definitely will need to be lined with something similar, just to give it a little more, so it won't be so see-through. But this is going to be a summer dress. I picked up 4 yards of this. Turned out really, really nice. So anyway, that pretty much wraps it up for Friday Sews. Like I said, it's been busy here in my sewing room this last week, and I'm hoping to get back to my schedule of posting on Wednesdays and on Fridays. But I don't know if that's actually going to happen. February is very busy for us. Next week, we've got a couple of things going on during the week, including some family time. The UNR men's basketball team is on fire this year, and so we actually had an opportunity to get some discounted tickets for the game on Friday against San Jose here in town, and so we're going to be going to that as a family, along with some other kids and families from my youngest son's middle school. So anyway, so we're looking forward to that. That'll be really fun, and cheering our home team, so to speak. So anyway, if you have any questions, please let me know. Love to hear how your week has been going. And if you have ideas for, especially like this, the bronze embroidered fabric, I'd love to hear them, because I'm kind of, I want to make something nice out of it, but I'm not entirely certain what yet. So anyway, other projects are proceeding apace, and I will give updates as I finish them. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the weather wherever you are, and we will talk to you later. Take care. Bye. So this is the satin, the purple satin under there, and the lace that I'm going to be making my evening gown out of. And then we've got the gray silk that'll be the lining, probably just on the bodice and the midriff. I don't think I'll need to line the skirt. And then the sleeves are going to be out of 2 or 3 layers of that tulle. I thought that the lace was on a black background, but it's not. It's actually on a navy black ground. Yeah. So real excited about how that's going to turn out. I will keep you guys posted.